The original Muppet movie was trash, and Muppets Now is better. At Vogel is actually a really good Kermit. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about some Muppet Hot Takes sent in by you guys. So what are we waiting for? Let's talk about it. Before we begin this video, guys, just remember that all these hot takes are meant to be fun and help get a discussion going. This is not meant to attack anybody or bully anybody. We don't want to do that in the comments. If I see that in the comments, your comment will be immediately deleted. So please keep a kind yet respectful chat in the comments, even over some things that I say that you may not agree with. We can have a difference of opinion, that's okay. But just know that people have the right to give their opinion. Alright, so the first Muppet Hot Take was sent in by my good buddy Ans, who you guys have probably seen several times here on the channel, or at least I've mentioned him. We honestly collabed on a Imagination Movers video, which if you guys haven't seen that video, please go check it out. His Muppet Hot Take is that ABC's The Muppets wasn't that bad. He goes on to say, I actually really liked it and want more seasons. I think the format works perfectly, like the late night type of setup for a modern Muppet show. Yeah, the adult humor was weird at times, but like, I'm an adult, it's fine for me. None of the characters were assassinated like often seen and discussed on Twitter. The Steve Whitmire thing was gross, and Disney's 1000% should have handled the situation differently, but I don't agree with Steve on his opinion of it being a bad show. I do agree with you, Andy, that yes, there were some really funny moments and very funny segments, and a lot of that early Muppet character development that was once built on the Muppet Show was changed a lot to help fit a lot of the situations and things thrown at several Muppet characters on this show. Having several of the Muppet characters either still lie or be mean definitely went against a lot more of the other characters' personalities, whereas Kermit is known as the good, lighthearted, always kind of sees a bright side to a dark tunnel. Even for the time became kind of snarky and even would lose hope throughout multiple times of the series. Not to say that a character can't go through some emotional changes, and when different things are thrown at them, their character is definitely tested. But when it comes to the Muppets, their main personalities and the way they handle situations shouldn't change through and through depending on what they're facing. We see a great example of this throughout multiple Muppet movies, and even though when Kermit or another main character is playing a different character, that character that they are acting as even still has some similarities to how that original Muppet character would act or would say or do things. A good example to help me back up my point is an interview that was given by the Disney Record Guy, where he's interviewing legendary Muppet performer Terry Hardin. She gives her praise, comments, and concerns when regarding the Disney ABC show.
That it was really stemmed, that Steve talks about like the writing on the wall stemming from one of the 2015 series of the Muppets. They had an episode where Kermit is lying to Robin about breaking up from Miss Piggy.
You've got Fozzie Bear stealing. Fozzie Bear would never steal. You've got Miss Piggy behaving in some cases like a tart or very mean. Miss Piggy wasn't mean. Miss Piggy was self-centered and narcissistic and oblivious. And we loved her. She loved Kermit. Unless she got a big job, then she'll put Kermit on the side. And then, well, that show made characters nasty. It made characters mean. It made Kermit mean. They stole. They did things that were completely against character. And then they wondered why people weren't following the show. And then they got an idea in like the last 3 to 6 episodes. But by then it was too late. The plane was already heading for the mountain and they couldn't pull up in time. But those last few shows were the shows that they should have gone with the Muppets. And now as they move forward, I think they're realizing that they've got to keep the heart.
Long story short, Andy, I agree with you, man. No love lost here. I don't think the show was all bad, but I definitely think there are some pros and cons when it comes to that show. This next Muppet Hot Take comes from Melissa, and she says Muppets Most Wanted is criminally underrated. Melissa, I would have to agree with you on this Muppet Hot Take. It definitely does not get the justice that it deserves, but at the time when it premiered, I remember everybody being so excited and so enthusiastic about another Disney-produced Muppet movie. In my personal opinion, I feel like Constantine steals the show of the whole movie. He's a great character. And props to Matt Vogel on not only voicing the character, but bringing life to Constantine. This next Muppet Hot Take comes from Daniel, and you say, gonna say this, I wish Disney would reconsider on not letting go of Steve Whitmire. He wasn't even selfish or judgmental, so I definitely agree from the looks of things and only going off of the information that we've been given. I do know based on Disney's company history and their track record, they will throw somebody under the rug, and I also mainly know this as well because I used to work for the company. As an attractions cast member. Not to say that all employees are treated badly or unfairly. Everybody has a different different Disney story when working for the company, whether it be good or bad. Once again, I'm not a spokesperson for the company, nor do I speak for the company now. I do believe that Steve was treated poorly and done wrongly because he did not agree with the ways that the character integrity was presented or the way they wanted him to portray Kermit in a certain light. He, of course, is going to speak up and say something. And of course, Disney being Disney, if you tell them no, you are now labeled hard to work with. Steve is not the only person that we've seen this done with. We also seen this done with Frank Oz and several other, not just performers, but voice actors and actors and actresses in general. AKG Animation says Muppet Vision 3D should be a historical landmark. I agree with you 1000%. I don't know if you watched Disney Dan's recent video and coverage of Muppet Vision 3D, but he kind of breaks all this down. By what Disney Dan covered, Muppet Vision 3D could be an historical landmark, and probably already could have been a historical landmark throughout all these years. Because of the rumors and speculation that was given at D23 about the new Monsters Inc. land/ride replacing either the animation courtyard or the Muppet Vision 3D courtyard, that got everybody up in a frenzy, wondering how do we save Muppet Vision. If Muppet Vision 3D is not the one that's going to be replaced, maybe there's still time to make Muppet Vision 3D an historical landmark. Jordan Films says Kermit Swamp Years isn't that bad. You know, Jordan, the great thing is we're all entitled to our opinion, and if you enjoyed Kermit Swamp Years and you didn't see any problem with it, more power to you. Do I think it's a bad movie? No. Do I think it's a great movie? No. But I'll admit, it's a pretty cool take into seeing how Kermit was in his younger years with his friends. It's Hoken Time says Disney doesn't know what to do with the Muppets for the most part. I would agree. At times it does seem like they know what they're doing, and at times it doesn't seem like they know what they're doing. And if all else fails, well, we'll just put out some new Disney pins or merch, or we'll just throw them into some holiday themed show for some special event night that's way too pricey for a bunch of Muppet fans to see. Nathan Film Studios says a new Muppet attraction should replace Star Tours. I'm gonna have to disagree with you here, Nathan. I think Star Tours is fine just the way it is. Now, I can see the Electric Mayhem taking over the Rock and Roller Coaster at Disney World more than I can see them taking over Star Tours. Sonic Plaza says the original Muppet movie was trash and Muppets Now is better. I know you're entitled to your opinion, but I strongly disagree with you on that one.
You can't talk to me like that. Them's fighting words.
A lot of Muppet movies in different genres are not for everybody, but to compare the original Muppet movie with the new Disney Plus Muppets Now doesn't even come close. And just for kicks and giggles, I know the Muppet Show came first when in regards to the Muppets, but if there was no original Muppet movie, there wouldn't even be a Muppets Now. So with all due respect, please make sure to tip your hat to the OG before disrespecting me like that with these newer segments. Also, once again, sorry if I mispronounced your name. I believe it's Jalen Ace. He said, at Vogel is actually a really good Kermit. Yep, that's a big hot take. I'm gonna have to disagree with you there. I don't think Matt is a very good Kermit for several reasons, but I know the job is not easy. And if anybody were to even try to fill in those shoes, they would face so much criticism, it's not even funny. For me, the reason why Matt has faced such backlash over the years is because his Kermit is very deep, and although in some ways it can kind of be compared to Jim's Kermit, I feel like it's so deep and at times so monotone.
Shout out to our good friends at Disney Plus, where you can watch The Muppet Show.
So monotone that it loses the character. Even with Matt giving the voice of the classic Kermit, yay, is also very deep. And because Matt's Kermit is so deep.
Coming to you from inside the internet. Inside my living room anyway.
And the last Kermit, aka Steve Whitmire's Kermit, was kind of higher pitched.
Hi-ho, Kermit the Frog here. Hi-ho, Kermit the Frog here.
It's very jolting to the ears when you hear this very deep voice Kermit to this very high-pitched Kermit. That's kind of in the middle. Now, when I say high-pitched, I'm not saying he sounds like Mickey Mouse. Steve's Kermit works because it's very leveled and it can go either way. Matt's Kermit only has a deep monotone. So when he has those moments where Kermit is freaking out or kind of like going crazy, it doesn't work because it's still a monotone type of voice. CN Plush and Puppet says Ralph is the best Muppet. Me personally, I wouldn't say he's the best, but as far as Muppet history, he definitely is a very important part of the main Muppet cast. But I do agree that his name should be thrown in there with the rest of the main cast of Muppet characters. I just want to give a big shout out and thank you to all of you for leaving your hot takes. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time out of your day. And unfortunately, if your hot take was not featured or mentioned in today's video, who knows? If this video performs well and does well, we might be able to do a part 2. So leave me a hot take below about the Muppets, and you never know, it could pop up in the next video. Hey, thanks so much for watching this awesome puppet related video. If you enjoyed it, please do me a favor and go check out the next one right here on the screen. Kermit, Little Kermit, Animal, Ralph, and I think you will enjoy it, and we'll see you over there. Until next time, take care and have an awesome day.